Hello Libras, and welcome to your July reading. So I meditated on your energy and what Spirit wanted to talk to you about this month. The first card that I have is reflection, the moon. Okay, there it is. The moon, hermit, and then I have the 9 and the 10 of cups. So right away the moon, that tells me that probably at the end of the month of June, beginning of July, when the moon appears, we're in this state where we don't have all the information. We can see things through our subconscious, our unconscious, more than obvious signs out there. Therefore, we can either rely on our intuition or on our instincts of survival and maybe fears and things like that. That's why there's like a dog and a wolf there. The moon is our dominated side, where we have mastered these animalistic sides, and the other one is more in reaction and survival, and that dictates how we analyze what is around us, how we feel, and things like that. The lobster that comes out of the depth of the waters symbolizes old emotions, living things from the bottom of the sea that can come up. So wounds, beliefs, all of these things. The quest is to walk that little path that is in the middle of the card here and to cross those two pillars, because it's a rite of passage. In the shadow, in the valley of shadow, to whom do you listen? Your intuition or your fears? That's the quest of the moon. When you're in a period of your life where you don't have any obvious directions or you don't have all the information, how do you manage it? After that, I have the hermit. So it seems like for some of you there will be the conscious movement of, in a time of darkness, in a time of not knowing what's going to be next. It could be on a love front, career front, just personal evolution per se. You're going to go within and find your truth. Make your balance between your intuition and how you act out there, your masculine and your feminine. Be guided by your wisdom. So, hermit. And that kind of brings you to a super beautiful explosion of fulfilling emotions. So 9 of cups, that's when we get to that place where we have processed our emotions and we are emotionally content within ourselves, within our higher self, because as soon as you have like a white garment in the tarot, the characters are in their higher selves. All the emotions are processed over the head. They are not affecting the mind. And then the 10 of cups, that's when we are reaching the point where, yes, we've reached high quality of vibration within ourselves, and then we can share it with others. And that's when you see there's a family and children and all, but that's when we can actually exchange energy from everything, not just people. But if we look at the forest, we feel this beautiful love and all of that. Then when we can enjoy and appreciate everything around us. So it's from shadow to joy and light, because you will follow your own truth and wisdom. So under the moon, I have the Ace of Pentacles and the Knight of Cups. So that tells me that maybe part of the shadow is about that seed, how to grasp that seed. What is the next seed? What am I going to grow later? What can I do to build? What do I want to build? Where do I want to bring my heart? Or how can I allow this to come towards me? Under your Hermit, where you found the truth here, I have the Page of Sword. So that tells me that you've just grabbed a sword, an understanding, a grasp of consciousness to help you deal with these questionings or these areas that were in the shadow. And that provoked a Tower. That's an awakening. Hermit, Page of Sword, and Tower, awakening. By finding the truth within and that clarity, bottom of the deck we do have Ace of Sword. The Seven of Sword is under. For some of you, you will uncover something maybe crooked, where there were mystery around the question, and your intuition will guide you. Your inner truth will guide you, and by grasping that understanding, there's a structure that needs to crumble. For some of you, it's your own path towards happiness. Others, it's a project that starts, but there's a lot of mystery around it. The truth has to come out so it can be restructured in another way. So that kind of readjustment happening. And it can also be just your own personal path and growth, where there will be this uncovering of maybe unconscious beliefs, actions, things happening in your own mind, robbing you, and you finding out, you know. We can sabotage ourselves very easily. So Tower here is very good, because the end result, we have our Nine of Cups, Ten of Cups. Under that, I have Strength and the Eight of Wands. It's like, as soon as the Tower comes down, and it's like you realize, you have this realization, oh, that was the wrong way of going for it, of doing things. This way will not work at all. Here, Eight of Wands, serendipity, fast forward movement of, you know, in and out emails, moves, decisions, bing, bing, bing. Strength card, being in one's higher self. See, she has the white dress again, and with the infinite symbol over her head, that is the connection with the understanding of how the universe works, how the infinite movement between spirituality and the material world, feminine, masculine, everything is always pouring into one another, and in a way it should go like this, you know, always growing in a way. Or if you have to always repeat at the same time, then it becomes a karmic loop, but it should grow. And under that, I have the Three of Pentacles. And that is when we build. So deconstruction, to be able to construct on a much higher level and truthful base. Let's clarify this for you, Libra. I call upon the divine. I call upon the light. I call upon the Holy Spirit for Libras for the month of July. Libra. For the month of July. One more time. Okay. So why is the moon here for Libras? What is that moon all about? Oh, Four of Sword, Magician. This is introspective, trying to understand, because you're trying to understand your unconscious and how the disappointments in your life happen. Retracting ourselves and meditating on that could be shadow work also. It's all in order to be able to be in a manifesting position to actually create the life that you want. Four of Swords and the Moon. It's that process of going within and trying to find the truth and understanding, and you will get it. Show me the Hermit, Spirit. So that you could have done in June, and then July is kind of opening the next step. It is eclipse season, so the moon will play a big role anyway. Here we have the Eight of Wands and the Six of Wands with the Hermit. The wisdom in what moves to make and how we make our moves. With the Six of Wands, the Six of Wands is the balanced ego. I'm not trying to prove myself. I am actually working from my willpower and my goal, my vision of what is through with me. There's the laurel crown on his head and in his wand. His actions are victorious because he understood the lesson. He closed the cycle. The movement will drive him higher. By following your wisdom, your moves will be not scattered, not against yourself unconsciously, but directly aligned and efficient. The moon, because there's a truth and understanding. It's like working with justice and wisdom and recognition. Recognition has to start with ourselves also, trusting ourselves in the moves that we are going to make, in the decisions we make, in the contacts we make, in how we answer and respond. Here, the moon again. What you will heal in your unconscious will actually readjust. And if you ever felt like a stagnation, or why does nothing work in the way I try to build things and do things, it's like you will understand it at the beginning of the month. You will be able to heal it, and then finding your truth and your direction, you'll be able to make these efficient moves. That is mastering the moon, mastering the unconscious, the subconscious. That would be like the Chariot card. So here, Nine of Cups and the Ten of Cups. Right away gaining that inner emotional stability, security, fulfillment for oneself, with oneself, and then being able to share it. Like a great happiness and a great joy at the end of the month for you. Three of Wands. Changing, and here is the Ace of Pentacles. So, you know how this Ace of Pentacles in the beginning of the month, or last month, you didn't know how to bring it about. This is like having an idea or sensing an opportunity or something like that in any area of our lives, and just not seeing how we can bring it about, or being overwhelmed with how it doesn't work, or how impossible it is, the lack of information, the darkness we're in about it. And at the end of the month, you will actually see it coming. Three of Wands, it's what we expect coming towards us. what is right under the around the corner in those boats coming towards us after decisions we've made. Here the Ace of Pentacles is there, is coming, and that brings you a lot of joy. For some of you it's going to be more of a relationship thing, that maybe before your old pains and disappointments in love prevented you from seeing how this could be. And then by going and seeing your truth within yourself, you gain that confidence and that recognition of who you are to be able to make the moves. You know, work, same principle. So let's look at this Ace of Pentacles here that was under the moon, hidden, that you couldn't see until you healed, until you understood how those disappointments, Three of Swords, arrived in your life. Ah, yeah, okay. We have the Devil and we have the Ten of Wands. Ace of Cups. Your shadow was making you move about and take decisions in a certain pattern, in a certain way, that was now revolute. No more. Been there, done that. You didn't know how to move forward more because of the old way of doing things, of what you were carrying on your shoulders. Ten of Wands is the end of a cycle that has to do with our willpower, how we carry it, how we move it about. That's why sometimes it's going to be the end of a project. But with the Devil here and that Ace of Pentacles, since we have the moon, this is, I want to bring this forward. I don't know how, because I am in the shadow of an illusion. That's why the Tower had to come in, to make you see this from a completely different point of view, so that the movement can continue, so that you gain your confidence and your inspiration into how to bring this forward, whatever it is for you. And Ace of Cups here, it is something, because see, we have the Knight of Cups that carries that Ace of Cups. It's almost like not trusting to follow your heart, not trusting to follow your intuition, your truth. And here, you are going to be able to move past and finish that cycle of wands that was keeping you in a certain shadow. Let's look at that Page of Swords. Here you understand and you see something. It probably has to do with your self-confidence, the worth you're putting on yourself. Magician. How to manifest. Four of Cups. You probably didn't believe in it. Believe that you could do it. You didn't dare follow your guts and your heart. That's how he gave you these illusions. And that's how you couldn't move forward with that pentacle. It was clouded in shadow of all your unconscious beliefs that were blocking you. Because part of you couldn't believe Four of Cups. How can I receive this and bring this forward? You know, I love that, it's my dream, or I love that person, it's my dream, or whatever, but I don't trust myself to be able to do it. Or the way I do it, because of my unconscious beliefs and things like that, bring me disappointments and heartaches. I'm letting myself be blocked by that because I believe the illusion that this is all I'm gonna get. Strength and the Eight of Wands. So you see, as soon as you leave the lion, you leave that part of you that is reacting from your programming, and that you actually get into your higher self, into your wisdom, into your higher self. Then things start rapidly moving forward. This is like a liberation, because you are going to have confidence in yourself. You're gonna go for that seed that makes you happy. This is, can I really do this? I've always wanted to do this, but I don't trust myself. You know, you can't do that. That's not serious. Take all the responsibilities, carry all of that. Work 80 hours a week for minimum wage. Don't follow your dream in your heart. That would be irresponsible. That kind of belief, I feel this is like a cooking up stuff, you know, preventing you from actually trusting and listening to what your soul is driving you to go towards. And finally this month you're gonna go and do it, and then you're gonna see how things align and go fast into the accomplishment of this, into the capacity of actually planting and starting to build right away. And it is something that fulfills your heart. Okay, Knight of Cups. Because here, because of the devil and the moon, it's preventing you to be able to actually follow your heart. It makes the Knight of Cups super trivial. And here is the Tower with the Page of Pentacles. That has to crumble, that idea under the devil here that made you believe that, no, grabbing that seed and moving forward with your heart is completely trivial. This is, I'm preventing you because you've got so much responsibilities and things like that. You cannot take that pentacle in your hand and follow your heart. No, no, no. So that's why they are going to send a tower. You are going to have an awakening, in a sense of you're going to go within, and that truth, that what your soul is driving you to do, will be so obvious that you'll have no choice but to undo all the ways that you were trying to achieve some kind of fulfillment in life, and know and understand that you cannot reach that in that way. You have to follow your heart. You have to follow your intuition, what your soul wants to do. Show me the Tower. Temperance. Six of Swords. Now is the divine timing where you will be ready to have that understanding. It's not like you could have done it last year. This year you can do it. This year you can make the decision that actually there, your mind, Six of Swords, your mind reaches the balance, like the Six of Wands, where your ego is, your mind is. It's all in the heart chakra. Tiferet, 6. That wand that the hermit uses wisdom to push himself, to guide each step that he has. Here, that wand is used to push the boat that was in rocky waters, because while we're under the moon, Four of Swords, the devil, Ten of Wands, it is rocky emotionally, and that can bring you to a new shore, to the next shore. For some of you, it's true, moving physically. Others of you, it's moving mentally to somewhere where you're going to be able to see the whole picture and understand that truth within you, putting you back into the power of manifesting the life that you want. And building the life that you want. Three of Pentacles. And there you start building. Two of Pentacles, and here I have Strength. So yes, maybe at the end of the month This will all sound a bit too true to be good. Too good to be to be true, or vice versa. But here with strength here, and you have to let the tower really bring down. Here I have the tower, and not fall into you like your old wounds here. Maybe a reluctance of the past will come. The Two of Pentacles, this is when we are, really, I'm doing this, but maybe I still have fears that if I don't have a real job, I won't be able to, pay the bills. So I'll just do it halfway, and I'll be in two, here, Two of Pentacles. You see how he's juggling, because a pentacle is at the same time our vision of reality. It is how we experience the matrix. It is the kingdom here and the matrix. When we receive a seed, pentacle, it is something that can be planted and build up to an empire. Two of Pentacles, you have that same loop, like I was saying, that should be growing like this. Here, it remains the same and repeating itself, because we are holding these two possibilities, or these two ways of experimenting life. The new way that now is clear and that we can grasp and follow, and the old way with our old pattern that we have to break. So old way that needs to be broken, and the new way, creating uncomfortable position. And since there's a Three of Pentacles, this is going to be a decision to invest yourself, or to engage yourself 100% into you, into how you trust yourself, what you believe in yourself, and all of that, but not 50-50. This is the dance of Shiva. I am destroying what is no longer so I can create the new and move into that. And having the strength here, it's gonna ask true strength. You cannot be in the lion and in your higher self at the same time, because you would go back and forth. You would be juggling like this. Let the tower happen and invest yourself into one pentacle. Make that decision. So, Libra, this is your reading for the month of July. It's going to be a very interesting month for you. And very big contrast between the beginning of the month and the end of the month. You should listen again at the end of the month and see and maybe better understand that inner understanding that you are going to reach, how it applied into your life for you. On this, I'm gonna thank you, and thank you for sharing, commenting, helping to grow the channel, subscribing. If you want a private reading, the description is below. There's an address to write to me. Also, thank you for the ones of you that gave donations. It helps more than you think. And on the new moon and the full moon, I do a little ceremony to give you back. It really touches my heart that you appreciate what I do. I also, my heart is out there for all of you that are still dealing with this virus. I know that in some places of the world, things are getting better and others not. So let's continue to keep the light within ourselves, and with all the changes that are happening in the world here, Libra, may balance and true justice come down here. All right? I'm gonna send you all my love and light, and I'll see you next month.